Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. It's you guys to another Jurassic World or Jurassic movie review. Today we're tackling Jurassic World. Now I'm gonna have a little story on this movie afterwards. So again, if you want to hear a little story time with Franchise Fanatic, make sure to stay till the very end. But right now we're just gonna get into the review. Again, if you want to see more Jurassic content, we're gonna be, of course, covering Jurassic World Dominion. I'm going to be reviewing Fallen Kingdom very soon. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe to the bell icon. Really does, makes my day. Let me just say that. It makes my day. Now, Jurassic World is a film that a lot of people consider to be the good successor to Jurassic Park, right? I love Jurassic Park. I really enjoyed Lost World, and I pretty much liked Jurassic Park 3. But to a lot of people out there, Jurassic World is really the one that drew people back in. 'Cause, like, Lost World was good, and Jurassic Park 3 was good, but a lot of those people felt, okay, that the first one was really good, and this one should be really good. But, a lot of people were like, whatever. But the fact that they have Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, all these guys, Colin Trevorrow directing, all these different factors kind of mixing in really makes this movie stand out. Not like 2 and 3 didn't, but this is, let me just say, this is probably my favorite so far, and I love Jurassic Park 1, but so much of this movie, it freaking works, the callbacks, which can sometimes, work as a little bit of a J.J. Abramism, where, now look, a lot of people, The Force Awakens, a lot of people said The Force Awakens is very much a retread of A New Hope. I don't see that. I think there are a lot of callbacks to the original trilogy and to A New Hope for nostalgia's sake. Maybe it went overdone in one or two instances in that film, but this one felt like it didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, they go to the old communication center, you see the banner from Jurassic Park, and you see the night vision goggles that Timmy wore, stuff like that. And it's that part isn't so much as, oh, look, they're referencing that. It's more or less like, okay, that's what they had. It's a cool little callback. They don't dwell on it. They move over. So that aspect I really enjoyed. But I just had to mention that. A lot of people felt like Jurassic World is kind of retreading Jurassic Park. But still, this movie is so freaking good, man. First of all, the way it's shot and directed, Colin Trevorrow did a great effing job. And I love Steven Spielberg, and I enjoyed Joe for the most part doing that in Jurassic Park 3. But, this one in World, the shots, the way they're composed, it's like The Last Jedi in a way. You know what I mean? There's a lot of scenes and shots in this film that could be a friggin' painting. Like when Claire Dearing's running in slow motion and they're in her heels, or when Claire's got the flare and the T-Rex is approaching. There's so many good shots in this film. The chase scenes, right? The action scenes where the pterodons are, tearing up the place in Jurassic World, picking people up and shoving them over and doing all that stuff. It not only looks really good, the CGI, which I'll get to, but it's shot very well. There's a lot of whip panning and very, quick zoom-ins, and when there's a lot of great one-shot scenes or one-shot, shots where people, Claire and Owen, they're running, and, Gray and Zach are running, and all of a sudden the T-Rex face goes through a window, and they're running around, and they're screaming, and there's raptors flipping around, and the shots are edited kind of like Kingsman, where they're very intense, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean like the shit going on is intense. I mean the actual shot composition and the editing. The way they're, again, that whip pan zoom, the fact that they have that sort of element where it just kind of like, it's very much like take your fist and hit your hand like that. It's like, boom, it's hard hitting, it's right in your face. The camera kind of like rocks really quick, very much intensity in there, so I like that about it. A lot of great things in there that are shot really well. I think that the movie looks great as well. Moving on to we'll cover the acting, because, look, the acting's effing great. What do you want me to tell you? It's a newer movie, yeah, 2015, I think, but, it's great. Chris Pratt is great. Bryce Dallas Howard's great. Everyone's great. There isn't a single bad performance in terms of acting style. Now, I had a few issues with Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3. A few of the actors didn't deliver a line or two well. I think Lowry, while he can be funny, and Vic Hoskins, while he can be intimidating and funny, there are a few scenes, and Simon Masrani, there's a few scenes, and again, they're good actors, but the material they're saying, the acting, just the way they say things, there's a few lines where I was like, okay, that's a bit cheesy, where Simon Masrani's in the helicopter, he's like, oh, hold on, what I mean, he's just kind of doing his little shtick, and he's like, just piloting, again, it's funny, but they keep, like, every effing time he gets in a helicopter, he's like, hold on, buddies, and then, of course, shit hits the fan, and the pterodons attack him, and he dies, but it's a good character, good ending for him, but I don't know. There's just a few scenes, and look, none of this again will make you go, oh my god, I hate this scene. But there's a funny air to Maserati, where they're like, who's gonna fly the helicopter? And the camera zooms up on him, and he's like, I'll do it. It's like, oh fuck, what I mean? Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna kill us all, and he does. But so there's some funny stuff in there that's pretty cool. I think that Lowry, he has the J.J. Abramism. You look at him and go, oh, I'm wearing the Jurassic Park shirt, and he's like the fat guy Dennis Nedry in the first one, where he's got a jacked up computer space, and he's collecting all the toys, and he's drinking the pop. It's a clear callback. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing. Oh, remember that? That's what they're doing. But it's not done in a way that's extremely poorly and not like The Force Awakens did it either. It's not like that was bad. It's just I can understand the people looking at this and going, okay, that's a callback. I mean, I want that. I want something new. And this movie is definitely something new. But it does kind of harken to a few callbacks, not too much. But again, Lowry can be funny, and sometimes he's just there to say random bullcrap, whatever. I think Claire, I had an issue with Ellie. Basically, every girl. I didn't really have a problem with Sarah Harding, but Ellie and what's her face, Amanda from JP3. There's a few scenes where they were just kind of overdoing it a bit, or it didn't feel real. Bryce Dallas Howard, I know there's probably a lot of controversy around whatever, but in this film, Jurassic World, she effing kills it, man. She's so good in this role, in this kind of motherly, not abusive, but she doesn't know anything about her nephews. She's very focused on work, and toward the end, she kind of has a little bit, not only respect for them, but also kind of a new respect for living and for this aspect of family. So that it's not a massive character arc, but I mean it is something. But she's good. She's great in that freaking film, man. She's funny. And I'm not just saying that because she's hot. I'm saying that because she's a good character. It's good that she is pretty. Because, I didn't really think Amanda was too pretty, but, or Ellie. I think just Sarah and, her. But, Sarah and Claire. But, they are good actors, and she is a good actor, and I think that is a very much, you need that. You're not just there to look hot, you're there and not just to scream either. You need to have a real purpose, and she has that purpose. Owen Grady, basically they said, Chris Pratt, you're funny in the Lego Movie. You're really cool in Guardians of the Galaxy. How about you be a badass and just be in Jurassic World? And he said, okay, I can do that. I could be a raptor handler, that's whatever. But I do think that he has probably the worst character arc in this film. And we'll get into more of that with Fallen Kingdom review. But in this one, he's just kind of, he's just a badass. That's it. He's just the cool dude, He's the person that all the ladies go, wow, look how cool he is, look how hot he is. And then the guys are like, oh, I want to be him, or, he's cool. Or, that's it, the girls love him and the guys want to be him. That's it. That's what it is. And he is a cool actor. He is a good actor. He's not bad. He really does sell the fact that he's a cool, awesome dude. But that's all he effing is. There's no arc. There's no, he's not like, oh, I hate dinosaurs, and then he's like, oh, I love dinosaurs. There's nothing like that. He's just cool the whole way through. And it's not bad. It's just when you compare that to the other, again, quote-unquote, character arcs in this film, it's not as, resounding, and it's not as, I guess, prominent, as the other ones. But again, it's not bad. It's just something I noticed. He's just kind of cool, He's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go train some raptors. That's all he does. He talks cool, he looks cool, he does cool things, and that's it. Nothing to it. Now, I do think that he does get something in Fallen Kingdom, but again, I'll cover that when I review that film. But like I said, okay, now we're going to move on. So again, acting pretty good. I have a few issues with one or two character lines and all that, but nothing crazy. CGI, okay, this is the big one, CGI. Now, if you remember Jurassic Park when that came out in 1993, not only did it pioneer what practical effects can do with the Triceratops and a few other dinosaurs, raptors and all that, and even the big T-Rex leg chomps down when Alan and Lex are getting jacked up in the rain. But it also kind of pioneered modern CGI, the fact that they were able to move the camera through a digital space with digital creatures and dinosaurs running around. That's effing cool. The fact that they get the Brachiosaurus and the T-Rex in the rain, with all that stuff. That movie pioneered so much of what we see in Marvel, Star Wars, even this and now Jurassic World. And this one really takes the cake. It looks phenomenal, right? The CGI dinosaurs in this film border on photorealism dinosaurs. But again, I'm going to ask this question: why don't they look as good as in Jurassic Park 1? And that's simply because there are barely any practical effects in this film when it comes to the dinosaurs. Now, there are some. I'm not going to say there freaking aren't. There are. That kind of sad, somber scene where Owen and Claire are kind of looking at that dying dinosaur, and it's all scratched up by the Indominus. That's from what I can tell, because they're touching it and they're moving. It's practical, but this element of CGI overtaking practical effects. Look, we're in it's 2021, man. Even in 2015, we're in an era where CGI is taking effing everything over. It's just dominating how we make films, right? Not only just animation, but live action movies especially. It's a debate. I think, me personally, I think there needs to be a balance. I think if you have great CGI and great practical effects, and you can marry and blend those two together without having it look phony, fake, and weird, I think that's how you do it. Jurassic Park did it. Lost World did it for the most part. Jurassic Park 3 CGI dinosaurs didn't look that great. Again, I know it's a little bit of an older film, but it's whatever. It's not bad, but it's not like great. But the CGI really looks good. But again, you can just tell that when Owen's looking at Blue, it's a CGI dinosaur. It's a CGI velociraptor. And that's not inherently bad, but when you look at Tim and Lex in the kitchen from JP1, there's a few practical shots in there with a freaking dummy, animatronic Disney-esque raptor, and you can tell, instead of just putting your hand up and being like, okay, so my fist right here, pretend that's a velociraptor's mouth. And, Gray and the other guy, they do it fine. They're great teen actors. That's not the problem. It's just, it would be better if they had a real something in their face to physically look at instead of just a green ball, or a guy in a fucking green suit, whatever. It's just, I don't know, that's just me. Again, I do think that the CGI is great in this film. What little practical effects in this film are really good, but I think there needs to be a balance. So again, I understand if you think Jurassic Park 1 looks better than World. Of course the CGI doesn't, but the realism factor is probably greater in that film, just because it wasn't complete CGI at that time. But again, that's a whole freaking video for another day. But I do think, like I said, most MCU movies have one or two scenes where the CGI looks kind of poopy, kind of bad. But this one really, I really couldn't find any CGI shots, man. And the action scenes are great, especially with the T-Rex fighting the Indominus Rex at nighttime with the amber shards and the amber sparks flying in the air and stuff. It looks so damn cool. And when the Mosasaurus attacks, the shots, the CGI, it all kind of blends together to create a really well-made, great-looking film. And again, as far as negatives, it'd really just be, there's one or two cheesy scenes, one or two cheesy shots, nothing too crazy that takes you out of it. Again, it's every Jurassic Park movie has that, every single one has that. But this one really feels real, and I'm not just saying that because of the acting and it's just, I don't know, Jurassic Park: The Lost World, where they're kind of the RVs kind of sliding over the side of the cliff, and the glass is cracking when Sarah's on top. That is tense. All right. Every Jurassic Park movie has a tense moment, but this is the most intense and the most tense I felt. Not only because it's newer and it's the high def stuff, it just the world building and the storytelling. It's phenomenal. And I love Steven Spielberg's films, but Colin Trevorrow, man, he might have topped it for me. I love Jurassic Park. Hell, I love them all, but I think Jurassic World 1 might be my favorite so far. Now, I need to watch Fallen Kingdom again. I'll do that very soon. But I really, really freaking enjoyed this film. This is how you bring this franchise back with a bang, It's good star power, good acting, great CGI, good story building, great action, great directing, great editing, great music, great timing of that music when they have like the ACU dude, that Asian dude, and the blood is hitting the watch. When the blood falls, it goes like boom, and when the music goes boom, the blood hits. So it's really creating that intense moments through music, which is what I do for my tributes. That's how I do tributes. I really try to make the music blend with the film as much as, or whatever clips, as much as I can, and that's what they kind of did with this. And I think this is the first one that kind of did that, where it's kind of just pairing the music with the the intensity to truly create something that's effing terrifying. And man, the Indominus Rex looks great. I think it's really cool that they kind of brought Henry Wu back as well. You know, they're kind of falling into that gray area where, oh, Henry Wu's the bad guy. You know, he's the Snoke, he's the Kylo Ren, he's the Thanos of this film. Look, he's not really an antagonist. He's not really a bad guy. He's just kind of crooked and evil, and just kind of, he wants to profit off of what he did in the first film. And it was pretty freaking cool to see him return. But I don't think they were trying to be like, oh, he's the big bad guy in this front. I don't think that's what they're trying to do. I think he's just trying to, whatever, Vic Hoskins is the bad guy, and he got effed up, so it is what it is. But, again, just everything comes together in this film to create a really good movie. The callbacks are good. They're not shoving down your throat like, hey, remember that? Remember Mr. DNA? They're not that bad. I don't think Force Awakens was bad either. I think people are overreacting with both of these films. I think it's good to kind of reward the older fans and be like, hey, remember that? That's in there. I don't know. I think it's cool. Too much of it would be too much, but I think the amount of what they did in Jurassic World is, I think, pretty good, and I think they did a good job with that. But I enjoy it. I really do. I think the actors are great. The CGI is great. Everything's really good. Again, my only negative would be there's a few character moments and a few things that are just kind of like bothering me. Like Simon Masrani just doing his thing. Just if you have a good joke. Simon Masrani going, hold on, and then you just keep repeating that over. It's just, it becomes not as funny, you know what I mean? Same with Lowry, just being a complete weasel, just being the thin version of Dennis Nedry. It's good for a little bit, but then it's just, okay, stop referencing shit, let's go. But other than that, I enjoyed it, I really, really did. I'm probably going to have to give Jurassic World an A. I think this is up there with Jurassic Park 1 in terms of rating, I believe. I think I give that one an A as well. Again, it's just shy of being an A+. And I really enjoyed it. I really, really did. It's a great action movie. Again, this is definitely the most entertaining and enthralling, Like, I thought the big attack on Jurassic World in the daytime, that was going to be the third act. But that's like the second, because then after that, they have all the nighttime stuff, the ATV chase in the woods, and then the big action final scene between the T-Rex and Indominus Rex. It's just, it's entertaining. If anything, Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 are fun, and I love them, but they're not as entertaining to watch as Jurassic Park 1 or Jurassic World 1. And I think they really struck that balance between, having that exposition, having the callbacks, and just making it a fun movie to watch, Like, I like Jurassic Park 3's plot. It's just not as entertaining as Jurassic World, just because of the things that are going on, So I think they did a good job with that. And this is like how you reboot with The Force Awakens, It's not a reboot, Episode 7, The Force Awakens, is right after, or 30 years, whatever, after Return of the Jedi, Episode 6, and Jurassic World is right, a long while after Jurassic Park 3. But it has that reboot style and sense where, okay, we're really getting in there. We're really gonna make this on the map for a lot of people, because a lot of people checked out with Lost World and Jurassic Park 3, and finally, with I think Jurassic World, a lot of people were brought back in. And reviews are pretty mixed on Fallen Kingdom. I'm going to review that soon. So if you want to find out again what I have to say about Fallen Kingdom, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon, all that jazz. Not only does it help me out by subscribing, it also helps you guys out because you guys get to watch epic content as well, man. Tributes, reaction videos, discussion videos, unboxings, you name it. I'll probably freaking do it at some point. I got puppets. I'm going to be having a Kermit the Frog stuff too soon. So again, really, really good stuff here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this Lego Jurassic World gameplay as well as my reviews. Tell me in the comments what you thought about Jurassic World. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Surprisingly, a lot of people don't like this movie. I'm not quite sure why, but I enjoyed it. I think it was pretty good. Not as good. It's not an A+. I have a few issues with it, but other than the small little things, I think that, again, especially Owen's character arc really not doing anything on some of the lines and whatever, but other than that, it's pretty effing great. So again, tell me what you think. I can't wait to review Fallen Order. Sorry, Fallen Order, shit. Fallen Order 2, we need that. Fallen Kingdom, I'm getting all these Fallen things mixed up. Kingdom Order, whatever. They're probably getting Jurassic World, Dominion Order, whatever. Anyway, I can't wait to review Fallen Kingdom, and I really enjoyed this film. I love this franchise, man, and I hope Dominion lives up to this epic legacy that the first 4 films that I've rewatched so far have lived up to and kind of, brought back to this world. Because, again, Jurassic, this franchise, I think it's here to stay, and I think we're in a good spot here. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.